everyone's barbecuing. We're live. All right, welcome in, Yokoso Otakus. Different thing today. Today we are going to be playing a game called, and I'm probably going to slaughter this, Genso Manège. That's what we're going to play today, and it is a Otome visual novel, a maiden visual novel. They're made for women, and we played them before on the page. We did one not that long ago, and this is from P-Cube, and I am provided this copy by P-Cube, so just to be transparent, and there is links in the description if you'd like to purchase it for the Nintendo Switch or for the Steam. Both of those links are in there, as well as their main page. This is not totally usual for us, but I do like to kind of branch out and learn and check out new things. I have heard that this game is actually kind of dark, though, and the premise seemed interesting enough that I thought I should check it out for sure. So huge shout out to P-Cube, and thank you so much, P-Cube. You're awesome. I do in fact love P-Cube. Marcelo, welcome in. How you doing? They've been really good to us, and I appreciate them a lot. And this game, so this game is made by MAGES too, which MAGES is like the creme de la creme de la creme when it comes to visual novels. So I'm looking forward to this. There should be some great stuff going on. If you guys like the content, hit the thumbs up. If you don't, hit the thumbs down. Subscribe to Yokoso Otaku for more anime news, reviews, and gaming. And lastly, before I get to chat, before I get to all this other stuff, we have a new feature on the page. And when you become a public subscriber, so you have to go into your privacy settings on YouTube, say allow public subscriptions, so that people can see it. So you got to do that first and then subscribe to the page. You will get to do a Gacha poll. If you become a member on the page at any member tier, you will get a Gacha poll. And if you gift memberships, you will get Gacha polls. And the Gacha polls have a very small chance at getting a rare Gacha poll. We'll talk about those if anyone pulls one, and once a stream, if you pull a rare Gacha, I'll buy you a shirt if you want one. Just once a stream though, once a stream. So we're gonna try that out, and I'm just gonna show you guys what it looks like real quick. We'll just do like a demo of what that looks like. So this is what happens when someone subscribes. Ka-chink, ka-chink. And we get a little roll there. We get a thank you for subscribing, and bam, that actually is the rare one. It's the Joestar family secret. So that's, if you pulled that, you would get it. And I also need to double check here that I don't actually have that set to 100%, because that would be kind of weird. Yeah, it's set to 100%. That's why that happened. So for subscriptions, it's a 5% chance. We'll update that on the fly here. Or for members, for memberships, actually, it's going to be, well, yeah, 5%. We'll do 5% to start off with, and we'll see how that goes. That's just something you guys like to donate and become members and stuff like that. You don't have to, and I'm not trying to hustle people to do so, but people do it anyway. And so I'm trying to do something that makes this process a little funner. And heads up too, if you're, planning on donating like $5, donate $1 5 times to get 5 chances instead of just one. If you want to do that, you're more than welcome to. Anyway, with that, let's play this game. Let's stop doing that stuff. And Marcelo says he's melting in the Brazilian summer. Oh no, that's terrible. I'm sorry. It's so cold here. It's like the opposite. This one's kind of a cool game because it's like a circus based, and I think it's kind of like French too. And let's see, Zyro says, Dragonfly twice as high, take a look, using YouTube's book, he's an otaku rainbow. All right. Let me know how everything sounds so far. OBS hasn't crashed, but that's not to say that it won't. Hopefully I have the volume set louder, because I've noticed stuff has been really quiet lately, but if anything's off, let me know. We'll watch this opening because it's pretty slick. The artwork is fantastic. It's MAGES, so it's great. It's good, the volume's good. Thank you so much, Tyler. I appreciate you. Genso Manège. And correct me if I'm saying that totally wrong. Manège. Manège. Manège? Manège. Manège. All right, so we're gonna start a brand new game, and just to let you guys know, I'm not gonna go past the 3rd chapter. I don't even know if we'll get there, but we're not gonna go past the 3rd chapter. This game comes out on the 31st of this month, so P-Cube's actually letting me cover this well before it actually releases, which is very rare and very cool. Main character's name is Emma, and we're just gonna keep it at that because I'm boring. I don't want to name a girl Dre. That'd be weird to me. So we'll be Emma, the main lass. Manège. Okay, so I've said that wrong. Here's the prologue, and I'm gonna have to do a lot of reading because this is in English text but Japanese VO, and the VO is outstanding. The sky was gray. I think I can do spacebar. Yeah. Snow fell from the clouds like porcelain crystals from a dull curtain. Frost covered the park, coating its already still attractions in frozen silvery sheets. Where there once was smiles and cheer, silence now reigned. Save for a few souls, that is. Why are you doing this? This is robbery. You have no right. I think you'll find that we do. Ignore them. Proceed. Yes, sir. Stop it. This is all we have. So this is gonna be like storybook reading today. So if you guys want to listen to a nice little story, come on in. You'll find no sympathy. You'll find no sympathy from me, son. The man drew a gun. Enough of this. He pulled the trigger. There was a flash, then smoke coiled out from a barrel. A bullet sped towards the fallen young man, only to collide with something else entirely. That something let out a shrill whine as the bullet bore into it. There was another, brighter flash of light, one of blinding intensity. I guess I should learn how to read for this stream. For a split second, everything was white. And then, darkness. Can you hear me? Answer me, please. Someone was shouting. Please, just say something. I can't lose you too. You have to open your eyes. Emma. All right. I jolted awake. I found myself in my room, rays of the morning sun poking through the curtains. The aroma of freshly bloomed violets drifted through the slightly ajar window. Something ran down my cheek. I reached up to touch it and felt something wet. Tears. I'm crying, but why? Oh my god, it's an isekai. I don't know. I really don't know. It's an Otome game. That's all I know. And it's apparently dark. That dull winter sky flashed across my mind. The image was faint, close to vanishing, like smoke in the wind. Still, I knew it was the place I dreamed of. I gotta do one more change here really quick. I am gonna pop out chat. And I'm gonna shrink-a-dink this. And then I'm gonna pay attention to chat and everything else. Okay. I can't remember much, but it couldn't have been a very good dream. Oops, I'm not on the right. There we go. Why else would I be crying? Emma, you up? A knock came at my door, pulling me out of my trance. I glanced at the clock on my bedside table. It was well past time to get out of bed. Yes, sorry, Arnaud. I'll get changed and have breakfast ready soon. Relax, it's already done. Take your time. Oh. I'll be back soon as I can. My internet connection's cutting out right now. I'm sorry, Zyler. Well, you have a good one. Thank you. Whatever I might have said, embarrassment stole the words from my mouth. I can't believe I slept through one of my only jobs. I'm really, really sorry. Finally, managing to squeeze out an apology, I hurriedly dressed myself. Hey, thank you so much, Casual Gaming Dad. I appreciate you, bro. Hope you're doing well. Once I came downstairs, I found food for 3 waiting at the table. The comforting scent of freshly baked baguettes enticed a growl from my stomach.
Ohayo, Emma.
Good morning, Emma. I've been doing too much Japanese studies because I almost literally just repeated what she said. Good morning, Madam Alice. I'm sorry I slept in so late this morning. Do I have you to thank for breakfast? Don't be ridiculous. Arnaud put down his food, stood up, and pulled out my chair for me. Ursula says it works. Thank you. Don't mention it. I should have waited for you. Oh, that's okay. I took a seat. Along with the baguettes, several colorful fruits adorned the table. I told him I'd prepared breakfast, but the boy just wouldn't budge. I'm hardly clumsy enough to burn a simple baguette. And yet, you always manage to surprise me. So, one thing I need to ask you guys real quick as far as volume goes, if I talk at the same time the characters talk, does that work or does that not work? Like, can you understand me still, or is the character volume too loud and I should wait until their voice acting is done before I read? It works fine, okay. Now that's just not true, isn't it, Emma? I glanced around the room as if searching for an answer. I'd seen Madame Alice's attempts at cooking before. Well, calling it cooking would have been generous. I can't exactly blame Arnaud for stopping her, but at least she's trying. You're putting Emma on the spot, Mom. I am not. You make me sound like such a villain. Haha. This was very much a common spectacle with these two. The Vincents and their little antics were a part of everyday life for me. Bree's playing The Witcher 3 next to me. It's been 7 whole years since I moved in with them. Until I was 10, I'd lived in Paris with my family. But after nearly drowning in the... Okay, now, this was another one. I did try this out. I don't know how to say this word. And I should, because I know it's like a really wildly popular river. The Seine River? I don't know. I lost most of my memories. You guys are just gonna have to live with me mispronouncing everything, because I always do, and I probably always will. My father lost his life during the incident. Since my mother had already passed due to illness, I became an orphan. That was when the Vincents took me in. We, including Arnaud's father Daniel, had stayed in Paris for some time. 6 years ago, though, Arnaud, his mother, and I moved here to Blancbourg. Which is funny, I'm French, and I took like 4 years of French, and you'd think I could say something in French, and that's not the case. The shock had put me in a precarious mental state, so the change to a smaller, quieter town was likely for my sake. They'd never said as much, but I knew. Like, I'm more familiar with Japanese than I am with French. Monsieur Daniel stayed behind on account of his work. I hope he's well. I haven't seen him in a long time. Emma, try this jam. A coworker gave it to me, and it's some great stuff. Oh, okay. I'll try some on my baguette. I spread the strawberry jam on the bread, and I took a bite. A perfect balance of sweet and sour filled my mouth. You're right, this is delicious. Arnaud gave me a wide smile. Want to wash it down with some coffee? Not kohi, coffee. Allow me. I'll get it. You keep eating. He stood up and walked over to the kitchen. 7 whole years and Arnaud's still as kind as ever. Ever since I'd lost my family, he'd been a constant in my life, a friend, and a pillar of support. After cleaning up breakfast, I followed Arnaud out to see him off to work. It was a beautiful day with clear skies and just the right amount of sun. Vibrant flowers that decorated the roads swayed in the breeze. Something happened this morning? What? Why do you ask? You never sleep in. Thought you might be sick or something. Arnaud suddenly stopped and peered at me. No, it's not like that. I just had a strange dream is all. I don't remember much, but I know it was sad. Restless night then, huh? You read a scary story before bed? It was about a witch, and it wasn't scary. The witch saved a girl from being bullied and turned her into a princess. You realize you're in the minority thinking witches aren't scary, right? Well, this one wasn't, and I'm not either. Oh, okay. He prodded my head with his finger. People fear things they don't understand. Whether you're a nice witch or a scary one, you can't let others know. I know. She's a witch. Not like anyone would believe me. How would I convince them? Cast a spell? It wasn't just my memories I'd lost 7 years ago. I'd lost my magic too. All that practice I'd done with my mother as a child gone to waste. I wonder where that star necklace went. My mother and I had matching necklaces. Not only had it helped to control and regulate my magic, but it also reminded me who I was, where I came from. But it vanished during the accident 7 years ago. For some reason, I don't know why. When I did this the first time too, like for some reason I think of JoJo. I think of Phantom Blood, and I'm just imagining like the accident being like a carriage crashing. JoJo has poisoned me forever. Witches were all but extinct thanks to cultural persecution and hunts for 4 centuries ago. My mother was the only one I knew other than myself. Despite that, our dark history still lingered. Most people weren't fond of beings like me. My parents had made sure to impress something upon me, though. Magic was a force for good. My mother, at least, had been a kind and caring witch, so I chose to believe in her. I believed in him as well. I'm not gonna lie, having these Otome games, I kind of want Bree to play them, because I feel like they're like kind of more her thing than my thing, but I do enjoy a good story nevertheless. It doesn't really matter whether it's about a love story of men and women or whatever, it's all good. Who was the boy anyway? I can hardly remember. Also, by the way, if you pre-purchase this before, I think it's like $35 right now, at least on the Switch. All I could recall was that he'd been very important to me, although I wasn't even sure of that either. Anyway, I should get going. I'll be back a bit late today. Investigating somewhere far off again? Arnaud was a reporter for a local newspaper. He had to travel often for work. Far enough that I'll need to bike at least. Oh, nearly forgot. He produced a flyer from his pocket. You heard about this? A traveling amusement park's in town. You like this kind of thing, don't you? Amusement park? In Blancbourg? I practically leapt for the flyer and read its contents. Le Four de Rêve is here. Children and adults alike are invited to come have the time of their dreams. Visit us from April 1st to June 30th. A map marked their location. They were in a forest near the outskirts of town. I don't know. Oh no! There is a way to do that. Hold on. No, I don't want to do that. We missed a thing, and that bugs me. I think if we go to backlog. She says, I do like amusement parks, but I'll sit this one out. I don't earn my keep like you do. Okay, stop that. Oh, it's backspace. It's backspace. Oh, please. How many women do you know who have jobs? Housework counts as earning your keep just fine. I won't force you or anything, but really, you should go if you want to. He ruffled my hair. Hey! Let me know how it is if you check it out. Could make for a good article. Anyway, I'm off. Stay safe. Arnaud hopped on his bike and sped off to the office. By the way, there's nothing strange in this game. This is a very wholesome game, so it's just wholesome times today. An amusement park here, of all places? Yes. I placed the flyer on my desk and picked up my music box. After I'd wound up the key, I replaced it on the dresser and watched the horses spin as music began to play. The pastel top turned, glass gems twinkling in the sunlight. A kaleidoscope of colors reflected off of them, whisking me away into a world of fantasy. This little merry-go-round, this Manège, was all I had left of my father. I was rather fond of it. It reminded me of the Manège in my favorite picture book. Revers d'un Manège. My father had been an engineer for amusement parks, so we'd often visited them to admire his work. My fascination had begun there. Unfortunately, I was told I'd received this particular trinket 7 years ago. I had no memory of it personally. Still, memory or not, I'd always treasured it, and I always would. Maybe I will visit that amusement park. Arnaud had offered, after all, and I genuinely wanted to go. All right, chores first. With a renewed sense of motivation, I sent about my daily task. I finished my work around midday when the sun was high and left home. Following the map marked on the flyer, I sauntered through town. When are we going to the amusement park? I want to go too. Ah, life. I couldn't help but grin at the rowdy children. It wasn't every day such events occurred around here, so I empathized with their excitement. Absolutely not. They say those people have something to do with the Hamelin phenomenon. The what? What's Hamul-N? Hamul-N. She's just making it up because she doesn't want to spend money. What? Why? The family turned the corner and promptly left earshot. What's the Hamelin phenomenon? Was she really making that up? The question hung in my mind, but I continued on the way to the forest. As the buildings and bustle faded, the trees actually grew thicker. Birds chirped atop their branches, and squirrels scurried from limb to limb. The tranquility was contagious. What sort of amusement park is it, I wonder? My heart pounded in anticipation. I took a moment to breathe and calm my nerves before continuing. The music's really good in this game too. That's another thing I really like. Wow! There it proudly stood right at the mouth of the forest. A pastel gate gave way to a large fountain, around which numerous lovely attractions were centered. Even from afar, their craftsmanship was something to behold. I couldn't take my eyes away. I don't really think this has anything to do with man or woman or whatnot. But I really like the conceptual idea of like being in like this small little town and not having like a lot to do, and then having like something exciting like a circus or something happen, and it being like out in the woods. Like there's just kind of a lot of like mystery and excitement and stuff to it. I think it just makes for just something fun. Even from afar, their craftsmanship was something to behold. I couldn't take my eyes away. The entire affair looked like something straight out of the toy box. I could have sworn I just walked into a picture book. It's also charming. I've never seen a park like this. It looks even better up close, you know? I turned to the voice. A girl stood there. Her star-dappled... Is that dappled? Her star-dappled uniform seemed plucked from the same whimsical story as the park itself. A world of dreams is only a ticket away. One adult, I assume? Yes, please. I timidly paid the woman for my ticket. Even the tearaway part's a little star. That's so cute. Japan does a lot of like little fun stuff like that. Not that this is even set in Japan. It's reminding me that there's just a lot of fun stuff like that. I have in my wallet, there's like a little, well, I'm not gonna get it out, but I have like a Final Fantasy 14 cafe thing that they give you when it's coming. It's pretty cool. I found another smile sneaking onto my face. The staff lady smiled back, tearing off the stub and handing me the rest. She punctuated the transaction with a wink. Oh, punctuate. She finished it with a wink. Welcome to the Reveille, the traveling amusement park. We hope you have the time of your dreams. The girl gestured me to enter. I passed through the gate with... Oh, dang it, sorry. My keyboard is really sensitive, and I always forget about it, and I'm using the space bar to like continue. But it's like if I just like, I don't know, just lightly, boop, it'll hit the key. My eyes were drawn at once to the fountain, thoughts buzzing as how they traveled with such a thing. And these little stalls in, well, I'm not gonna go into it. Elephants, which blew bubbles and sprayed water, adorned the circumference. Children frolicked about, reaching out for the bubbles. Something smells good. The scent caused me to turn my gaze towards the many stalls set up on the right. Upon closer inspection, they were selling all manner of deviously tempting sweets, from gaufres and pretzels to sugared fruits and cookies. I don't know what gaufres are. Let me see what gaufres are. I'm trying to, like, it's hard for me to, like, I don't know, this is just a different type of stream for me, so I want to have some interaction too, other than just reading this. And you guys are more than welcome to talk to, or you're more than welcome to listen. Oh, wait, it says a waffle. It says it's a waffle. Okay, I guess they're waffles. They look really good. Warm sandwiches, snacks, ball games, and other diversions also line the counters. Something about these stalls feels off, though. I approached them to investigate. Oh, to my surprise, the booths were being manned by puppets. That's kind of fun. Perhaps that wasn't the right word. They were automated puppets, machines known as automatons. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. I have this thing right now because I really like Mushiko Tensei. I always think of Mushiko when I think of automatons. But I think they were in another anime. Wasn't there another anime that had automatons that was like kind of like a big thing? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? I swear it was something we watched recently. Moosh had them though, for sure. Welcome. Your order, please. One gaufre. Coming right up. Maybe that's not how you say it, gaufre, like a fray? I don't know. The automatons addressed and attended to the customers with pre-recorded phrases. Incredible. Machines with jobs? Is there a problem with the automatons? A tall man in uniform suddenly approached me. I knew at once he must have been at the park. This knowledge didn't make his gaze feel any less intimidating, though, or me any less like a frog in the sights of a hungry snake. He's intimidating. Oh, no, I've never seen one before. I see. Vast as the world may be, we are the only park to include automatons among our workforce. Your surprise is warranted. Rest assured, however, they are functioning as specified. Beep boop beep boop beep boop. What a man. The man said nothing more. He simply turned on his heels and left. He didn't seem very amused for an amusement park employee. I shook off the awkwardness and returned to browsing the stalls. Cheers suddenly erupted from the fountain. Maybe there's a show going on. I should go look. Do you like the idea? That's not just me, right? Like the idea of like being like in a small little town out in a village somewhere, having nothing to do, and then like the circus comes in or something mysteriously in the forest. Like it's kind of a cool premise. I dig it. Like I would want to do that. Like I could see myself being like this, you know, please sir, can I have some more? And, like, you know, and then like the circus comes into town. I headed toward the hubbub only to find a young man putting on a performance. Merci, you're too kind. But the show's just getting started. You folks ready for some real juggling? Yeah, this looks like an actual staff. You there in the front, what's your fruit? What's your favorite fruit? What's your fruit? What's your favorite fruit? I like apples. Apples, eh? Like this one here? The boy produced an apple in his hand, seemingly out of thin air. Apple. Sugoi! 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 Now you in the back, what's your least favorite vegetable? He proceeded to materialize an apple, a radish, a mushroom, and a strawberry, which he then began to juggle. The colorful, mismatched ensemble flew through the air and back into his hands with ease. Very charming. He improvised all of that? The crowd only continued to grow. I can't see. I should probably move. There's plenty more to explore. Blocking someone's way. I offered my spot to the boy behind me and weaved my way back out of the crowd. Thanks, lady. Quietly wishing the child a good show, I soon escaped the fountain area. Next on my list was the area to the left with the teacups. What is that? A costume mascot of sorts strolled by the line of the guests waiting for the ride. I want to see if this is the thing. In my thumbnail, you kind of see it next to the picture of me. It's like a little, like, kind of rabbit thing. Yep, lemon-colored, droopy-eared rabbit wore the same uniform as the others and carried a flag with the park's insignia. I have such a soft spot for, like, animal little things. They'll probably reveal it's like a guy in a suit, but it's still cute. On my beat, everyone! The rabbit began clapping, and soon the guests followed suit. On rhythm, he started to move, jump, and spin around the line of people. I could just barely make out a star pattern on the suit beneath his uniform. So cute. Thanks, everyone. The line should get moving soon, so make sure to watch the person in front of you. With a wave of his flag, the rabbit left the guests. He looked this way and that. Eventually, our gazes met. The glittering peridot colored eyes fixed on mine. Hey there. Have you been to see the Manège? You have a Manège? Uh-huh. It's the Reveille's most famous attraction. It's just back there, so go take a look. Thank you, I will. Some tea here, too. I figured it would help me with all my reading I'm gonna do today. The rabbit bowed, waved his little hand, then sauntered over to more guests. I wonder what it's like. Merry-go-rounds, that is, Manèges, varied a lot from park to park. I was curious to see this one and how it compared to my father's music box. If it's as popular as the rabbit says, I've got to see it. I set out on the path he directed me towards. Ba-ding! Got a lot of ba-dings going on today. The sun was beginning to set, dyeing the scenery in a golden tint. A pastel top and an array of colorful horses spun before me. Decorative glass gems twinkled in the sunlight. It can't be! I was awestruck. This Manège was the spitting image of the one my father had made. Is this what he modeled the music box after? I never knew it was based on something. The Manège came to a stop and the riders aligned. My feet carried me forward all on their own. She's just getting swept away. Every detail is spot on. It's my music box. It's like I'm seeing double. I reached out my hand to touch it. The cold metal chilled my fingers. Wait, why is it getting warmer? It happened before I could react. What did? A blinding light flashed from the Manège. What? Before I knew it, everything went white. The light had swallowed everything. I couldn't keep my eyes open. My heart pounded in my ears. Heat seethed inside me. What's happening? And then the heat vanished. Carefully, slowly, I opened my eyes. The light was gone too. What? Huh. I scanned the area out of pure confusion, but answers eluded me. Did I just imagine all of that? Other guests exchanged looks and tilted their heads. It's like, did she go through like, is it like, gosh, what do you call that? I don't know. Like the, I'm trying to think of a movie. You know, like those movies like where you open a book and you read it, like the never-ending story kind of a thing. Other guests exchanged looks and tilted their heads. Which has happened. Part of some performance, maybe? Oh, everyone experienced it. Evidently, I hadn't. The guests stared at the Manège for a while before they lost interest and left. I should back away before it starts moving again. Huh. I managed to pry myself away from the ride and put some distance between us. That's when I heard the footsteps. Emma? My heart nearly leapt out of my chest. I slowly turned around. There was a man in a pale, purple-hued suit and shoulder piece. I thought I'd never see you again. Behind his stark white hair, he wore a complicated expression. He thought he'd never see me again? I'd never met this man in my life. And you are... Hugo. It's me, Hugo, don't you remember? I suppose it has been 7 long years. Oh, my chest tightened. I'm sorry, but I don't remember much from back then. I explained the incident in the river and about my amnesia. I'm sorry. He frowned for a moment, but it was soon replaced with a kind smile. Your turn, Yoko boy. My turn for what? What are you doing? Are you canceling me? Am I being canceled? He frowned for a moment, but it was soon replaced with a kind smile. Yeah. You've nothing to be sorry for, mademoiselle. Would you allow me to redo my introduction? What? Please. My name is Hugo. I'm the director here at La Foi de Rêve. So you run things here? I've certainly worked my way up since my days as a grunt 7 years ago. He winked playfully. Is this Anime, the video game? This is kind of a unique thing for the page. This is called an Otome visual novel. So it's a visual novel that is primarily catered for female players. And there's usually a romance aspect to it. Otome means maiden. I got this from a developer, and I thought it was kind of an interesting sounding story. So we're checking it out today. Did you know my father by any chance? Florent was his name. He was an engineer. I'm sorry to say I'd never had the pleasure. I was only ever acquainted with you, Emma. I see. Considering the uncanny similarities between this Manège and my music box, my hopes had been somewhat high. Say, that little display with the Manège, it was you who created that light, yes? Well, I didn't have the first clue. To claim responsibility for it felt inaccurate, to say the least. I apologize for touching the machinery, but I'm not sure what happened exactly. He offered a gentle smile. This isn't an interrogation, I assure you. I simply had a favor to ask. What do you mean? After glancing side to side, he leaned in and brought his voice down to a whisper. You are a witch, are you not? Oh, he knows. I quickly drew back. People fear things they don't understand. Whether you're a nice witch or a scary one, you can't let others know. Flashback. Arnaud's words from earlier echoed in my head. No one can know. No one can find out. If this is an accusation, then you're sorely mistaken. I refuted him as firmly as I could. Monsieur Hugo appeared dejected. That's not the reaction I expected. I understand your wariness, but you're the only hope we have left. You see, everyone who works here is trapped, bound to the park by magic. Oh, gangster. I wasn't expecting that at all. That's awesome. Okay, that's cool. It's powerful magic we have no means of resisting. You can save us. You have that power. I don't know what to say. Right. I realized I must sound like a madman right now. He grinned, although only barely this time. He seemed earnest to me, so I didn't think he was playing some sort of trick. But trapped in an amusement park? He can't possibly think I can just believe that. He can't know what I am. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. A bell chimed, sounding the closing of the park and drowning out my words. People began funneling towards the entrance. I should be going. Wait, there's something you should see. Huh? He grabbed my hand before allowing me to answer. He didn't pull, though. He simply guided me as a gentleman would. As a gentleman, a genteel man. We left the Manège and passed by a number of attractions. Before long, we'd arrived back at the fountain. It seemed what he wanted to show me wasn't inside the park itself. Once he made certain that all the guests had left, Monsieur Hugo passed through the gate. We were alone. Everyone had surely gone home by now. It was quiet. Not even birds filled the silence. He continued on the road back to town, never letting go of my hand. Excuse me, where are we going? Nowhere. Yeah. Not me, anyway. We stopped. Monsieur? Oh. He's like chained. I looked up at him as he unbuttoned his collar. A pale white circle glowed on his neck. Is that a chain? The light took the form of a collar. Attached to it were ephemeral chain leading back into the park. It's like a dog on a leash. This is the magic binding us here to this very amusement park. I don't believe it. Magically trapped within the amusement park. It shouldn't have been possible, but here I was faced with reality. I couldn't deny what lay before my eyes. How did this happen? A witch cast this spell. I'm very fond of amusement parks, so I do quite enjoy my life here. However, years upon years of bondage do begin to wear on one. Everyone's trapped like this, not just you? That's correct. He nodded. But magic is a force for good. I thought there were no bad witches. I find it hard to believe a witch would do this. Witches aren't supposed to be evil. Indeed, they aren't. What happened here was an accident of sorts. An accident? I was reminded once again of the sea and river. I'd lost a lot that day, even if I didn't remember what exactly they'd been. In addition to my father and the power I'd nurtured with my mother, I'd also lost an entire year's worth of memories. The people of Rive had certainly lost things themselves. They would continue to lose things so long as they remained captives. Are you okay, Emma? I hope I haven't frightened you. No, I'm okay. Thank you. Or thank goodness. I've said what I needed to say. This was all I wanted you to see. John, welcome in. How you doing? He stepped back, and the collar and chain vanished in an instant. After a short breath, the director faced me once again. Allow me to repeat my previous question. You are a witch, Emma, are you not? You're doing good? Great. People fear things they don't understand. Whether you're a nice witch or a scary one, you can't let others know. Arnaud's words came to me again. Monsieur Hugo said witches aren't evil. You up to anything today, John? If he believes that, then maybe. I took a deep breath, fingers trembling. I am a witch. A sigh of relief left his lips. That took courage, thank you. That means a lot to me. But I haven't been able to use magic for 7 years now. I'm not much of anything without that. He remained unfazed. That's perfectly fine. It slumbers within you. We wouldn't have seen that light if it wasn't there. That was magic? Most likely. I wager your own power reacted to the magic within the park. Now, the favor I would ask of you. He clapped his hands together. Emma, would you join our staff? I want to use this opportunity to awaken your magic. Me? Work at the Reveille? With compensation, of course. Ooh, you got your Spy Family Season 1, Part 1 Blu-ray from Amazon. That's awesome. How much did that cost you, John? Was it really expensive? I would like to own Spy Family. Although I don't think we finished, we didn't watch Season 2, I don't think. Spy Family? Season 2. We didn't watch it.
No, we never.
I was speechless. I do love amusement parks. They remind me of Dad. It's not that I'm opposed exactly. It's just need time to think, I take it. The pressure was at once alleviated. Oh, it's $40? That's not bad. That's not a bad price. Yes, I would need to speak with people back home before making a decision. I couldn't go agreeing to such arrangements without at least consulting with the Vincents first. I understand. You know what? I want to buy Golden Kamui is what I want to get. We need to look and see if we can get Golden Kamui on Blu-ray. I'll leave the gate open for you. Thank you. I'm sorry I skipped one. Au revoir, mademoiselle. Monsieur Hugo waved me goodbye as I left. Bidding farewell, I started on my way home. The park soon vanished behind the veil of trees. Yet I remained in high spirits, like I was still there somehow, in that world of dreams. What a day it's been. I just told the first person outside the Vincent family about who I was. For the first time, someone had come to me for help. They needed my magic. If my magic really is just asleep, I have to wake it up. There are people I could be helping. I want to be a kind witch just like Mom was. Gas lanterns lit up the dark street. The warm glow almost seemed to call out to me, to guide me forward. My head remained in the clouds the entire way home. Once Arnaud had come home, I spoke with him about working at the park. I left out the part where about my magic though. I didn't want to worry him.
Huh?
What? Oh my gosh. I'm really sorry guys. I'm not meaning to skip stuff like this. What? They asked to hire you? To do what? Sit around inside and read books all day? Oh damn, Arnaud, that's mean. That's really mean. Rude, bro. You don't have to put it like that. I'm just surprised is all. I didn't think my suggestion to go have fun for a day would lead to something like this. Arnaud blinked several times. So, what's got you stuck? You must be at least a little interested if you're talking to me about it. I am. I'd very much like to work at an amusement park like my dad did. But that'd take time away from things I'd normally be doing to help. Cleaning, chores, and anything else that needs to be doing at home. It didn't feel right to run off when they'd done so much for me. Who cares about that? You don't? He acquiesced surprisingly quickly. Mom can do pretty much anything outside the kitchen. Well, kind of. But if it falls through, we could always hire a maid like we did in Paris. Dad sends money, so it's not like we're hurting there. Plus, I work on top of it. Arnaud's smile quickly turned to a friend. I have one condition, though. Only while the place is in town. It's your first job, so don't get too attached. Right, that seems fair. There is no guarantee my magic would ever be taken away anyway. And who knows where they'll disappear to next. He glanced outside the window and sighed. I'll talk to Mom. Make sure you're up bright and early tomorrow and let your new boss know. I will. Thank you, Arnaud. Ding, 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 ding.
Does he look comfortable?
Does the cat look comfortable? Yeah, he loves your shoulder. The long day was finally coming to an end. Before bed, I picked up the music box from the dresser. Yo, you play Otome games? Subscribed. A couple. It's pretty rare. But P-Cube has been giving me Otome games lately, and I quite like them. The ones I've been getting have had good stories, so I am very interested. I turned the key and listened to the melody as I processed the day's many events. MAGES always has great visual novels. It had really been like someplace out of a storybook. The attractions, the performances, the smiles, everywhere you look. And then there was a Manège and its resemblance to this very music box, the light. My magic. Are you a big Otome fan? The collar of light around the director's neck and the chain that held him captive. I could only wonder and hope my magic was there somewhere, waiting for me to wake it up. Give me strength, Dad, the strength to see this through. I held the music box to my chest. You're a huge fan. Awesome. That's cool. Yeah, I'm not really super well versed in them, but I've played a couple now that I've enjoyed. Okay, time for bed. I had to get up early to visit Reve. I needed to give them my answer. Trying to think of the name of the other one. The other one was Ryu. It had such a long name. P-Cube gave that one to me too. The next morning, it was like an idol one. It was pretty cool. The next morning, I made for the park while the air was still chilly. The girl at the front wasn't there. The gate, however, was open, just as I'd been told it would be. Unlike yesterday's, silence filled the park. There were no kids frolicking around the fountain, no parents to scold them. My legs carried me further. They led me towards the Manège. We hadn't planned a meeting place, but somehow I knew I'd find him here. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right, Dan Ray. And there he was. You have your answer. He'd noticed me at once. I do. I'd like to work with you as long as the park is in Blancbourg, at least. So we'll have to say goodbye once time's up. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. There's no telling how things will go with my magic after all. That's true. In that case, Monsieur Hugo stepped forward and extended his hand. I look forward to working with you, Emma. Likewise, Monsieur. We exchanged a firm handshake. I now had a job to do. I had to awaken my magic and free the people of La Foi de Rêve. So rose the curtain on my new life. Is that the end of chapter 1? Oh yeah, here's our intro now. I'm actually kind of excited. The last intro was amazing, so I'm expecting good stuff. Love and Art too. Yeah, Love and Art I think did the other one as well. La la la. These are great. Like these are literally like the same quality that you'd find like for like an anime opening, really. They're not quite as animated, but they are great. And I really want to know more about Leon. And I actually don't think we've seen most of these characters. I also heard it was dark. I'm really curious to see where it goes. I was kind of surprised at the beginning that they're all like enslaved in this amusement park. Okay, so now we're on chapter 1. Okay, so that was the prologue, and then we're into chapter 1. Just for full transparency, and I actually have to double check this. I can only play so far. Because this game is not out yet. This game comes out on the 31st. In English. I guess it's been out in Japanese before. Let me just double check what. Okay, so I'm able to play up to the end of chapter 3, and I can do nothing beyond 3. So just FYI on that. I don't know that we'll play, that we'll be able to play that long today, but we'll see. Now that you're one of us, there are a few things we ought to go over. Take a look around you. What do you see? I don't know if you guys get that reference. That's a really weird reference. Okay. I did so. I saw pastel attractions, automatons behind the counters, and of course, the prominent fountain. What exactly am I looking for? Don't blink now. Monsieur Hugo snapped his fingers. I didn't blink. What? There was a flash of light, and suddenly everything was gone. Only the Manège and the automatons remained. Oh, wow. What just happened? This is a magic amusement park, and I am its director. I can manifest or erase it on a whim. Oh, interesting. So he does have, like, some control and power. He just can't leave. Mostly that is. He gestured to the Manège and the automatons. Snapping the park in and out of existence is rather convenient, but reality does not abide by the laws of illusion. Our freedom is hindered by physical limitations. The Manège can only be carted so far. He shrugged. That certainly sounds complicated. Reality and fiction are all merging together in one place. It sounds like something out of a storybook. It does. It does indeed. It must be hard having to live it, though. I'll do everything I can to awaken my magic and free you all, I promise. I truly appreciate you saying that. The director smiled softly before snapping his fingers again. Now, shall we do something about that magic inside you? Already? I hadn't expected it to happen so soon. Pardon me. Too sudden? Monsieur Hugo peered down at me with concern. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure, really. We can say I'd like some time or I'm okay. I think we should push forward. I feel like we should push forward. Why not? Give it a go. No, I'm okay. I answered as firmly as I could. That's the spirit. I'll be here to guide you every step of the way. He winked. We probably got some brownie points with him. Ooh, wow, that art. The hair color fading is incredible. Subconsciously, you've put your powers to sleep. What we're going to do is slowly but surely wake them up. Close your eyes and concentrate. Find where you've stowed that magic inside you. In fact, I think one thing I think is really cool is like they have like a very particular palette that they're using for the color, and it's like in everything. So it's like kind of cool how cohesive everything is, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Can you feel it? There's a light. I can see it. That's your magic, wanting to be roused. Reach out and gather it. All right, use the cursor. Oh. Okay, we're playing a game here. A little bit of DDLC. Use the cursor keys or left click to gather as many fragments of magical light as you can within the time frame. What? Okay, hopefully I don't like completely fail this. I don't know what I'm doing here. Am I getting enough? Did I get enough? I think I got enough, didn't I? Ooh. Ooh. I did get enough. Okay. They probably were easy on me for a first time. Ah, the light's gone. You must have lost focus. It's not your fault. This is very delicate work. Let's awaken what you've gathered, shall we? To do this, you must be precise. When you feel the magic coalesced into your very core, call out to it. I'll try. Left click, press enter or space bar when the 2-star outlines overlap to awaken your magical power. The amount of magic you gathered in the first stage will affect the second stage's difficulty. Left click, press enter or space bar when the 2 stars outline overlap. Okay, so we want to... Ooh, that was not good at all. They gave me an A rank, but that was not good. I've learned to appreciate simple mini games as I've gotten older. A skip button is preferred, though. I don't know. I like having extra things to do along with the reading. I'm finished. I don't feel very different, though. I'd be surprised if you did. What we awakened is only a fraction after all. You might not feel it, but you've made great progress, and so quickly too. I'm impressed. I think you deserved a reward. Maybe a kiss? Kiss? A what? No, perhaps another time. Only after I'd heard his childish laugh did it hit me that he was teasing. So he has a playful side, duly noted. I thought he was good too. I thought that was our reward. It will take time to awaken your magic. At times it may feel tedious, but the process mustn't be rushed. Yes, of course. Thank goodness. That's one less thing to worry about. This subject had always weighed heavily on my mind compared to my other concerns. I could feel the tension leaving my shoulders. You know an awful lot about magic. Is there another witch you're acquainted with?
Yeah.
No, I've simply picked up on a good deal as I've researched ways to free us from the Reveille. My knowledge is the accumulation of many a lengthy volume. That makes sense. The reason I'm here must be because he's tried everything else. Monsieur Hugo stared off into the distance. His elegant smile soon returned, though. I forgot to hit a thumbs up on my own stream. Anyway, allow me to show you around behind the scenes. We have a contract to discuss and staff to introduce you to. If you follow me, mademoiselle. Thank you. I followed closely behind. Oh, that's right. Shortly after we'd left the Manège, I remembered something very important. May I ask a question? Only one? No need to limit yourself. His perpetual eloquence was something I would have to get used to. Thank you, but just one is enough for now. As you wish, how may I help you? It's about your Manège. Are you aware of any music boxes based on its likeness? Music boxes? He tilted his head in thought. I'm referring to one my late father gave me before he passed. It looks just like the Manège here. It's not just a passing resemblance either. I had no idea such a thing existed. We certainly don't sell them, so perhaps someone was simply inspired by us. My father must have been. He was always a skilled craftsman. He was he? I've hit a dead end. If Monsieur Hugo never knew of my father, then it all must have been a coincidence. I doubt that. I doubt that. I was certain there would have been some kind of connection, but I suppose that had all been wishful thinking. Or will be revealed later. I apologize. I didn't mean to pry. It was just on my mind. Yeah. It's quite right. Please continue to ask away, and I'll gladly answer what I can. He smiled at me. We'd only just met, and yet I felt oddly familiar sense of calm wash over me. Conversations had never been my strong suit, but something about him is so inviting. I like this music a lot. Here we are. Before long, we arrived at a large tent-like building. I timidly stepped inside. The interior was many times larger than I anticipated. It had been furnished with all the essentials of a workplace: desks, tables, and shelves. Yokoso! Welcome to where the magic happens. I believe it may be more succinctly described as the administrative tent. The tall man I'd met the day prior quipped back at Monsieur Hugo. Haha, I'm only adding a little flair. An unnecessary complication. But he is very particular. The voice acting is great. Yes, it's very, very pleasant on the ears. Allow me to introduce you. Oh, shoot. That always happens. I'm sorry, guys. I hate when I do that. Let's see. Allow me to introduce you, Emma. This is Serge, our head of finances. Pleased to meet you. I'm Emma. I suppose we'll be co-workers from now on. So I've heard. Call me Serge. Serge's expression was stone-like as he pulled a sheet of paper from the desk. I've compiled the terms of your employment here. Please read it thoroughly before signing. Right, okay. The man's business-like demeanor quickly revived the anxiety I'd only just rid myself of. Monsieur Hugo patted him on the back. Remember what we talked about, smiling. Serge, women like a friendly face. If you insist. just the smallest little like whoop. The edges of his lips twisted up into the shape of a smile. A smile it was, technically, in the most generous sense. He's a robot. He's an automaton. I hate to be rude, but this somehow makes me even more uncomfortable. Is something the matter? No, nothing. You never disappoint. Dare I ask what's so funny, Hugo? I'm only doing what you asked. You, don't really have to force yourself on my account. Is that so? Very well. Oh, is it over already? Serge returned to his stoicism, much to the director's great disappointment. Here's your contract. I took the paper and scanned it over. Much of the language was difficult to parse, but I managed to decipher the main points. I would only be employed for the time the reveille was present in Blancbourg. Magic was to be practiced before opening and after closing. The rest of my time could be used at my own discretion. What does my own discretion mean? You may stay at the park or return home. Simply use your time however you see fit. I'm being paid though, aren't I? It hardly seems fair that all I do is practice magic. Those were the terms, were they not, Hugo? That is correct. I'd like for your full attention to be on awakening your magic. I see. The arrangement didn't sit right with me, even if that was technically what I'd agreed to. He may insist, but still. Isn't there a way I could help with the work around the park? You intend to juggle both responsibilities? If I'm going to be working here, I'd like to be of some use at least, if that's okay. As long as it doesn't impede your progress with magic, I'd say it's a splendid idea. You would need a uniform. Not to worry, I planned ahead. Wow, Serge is just like on top of it. He's got it going on. Serge swiftly retrieved a uniform from a dresser. The majority of the uniform was a beautiful white and pink affair, patterned with stars that contrasted brightly against the colors. It even came with a matching cap and boots. It's beautiful. It was not made for you, to clarify. We keep spares on hands at all times. You have a plan for everything, Serge. What would I do without you? It is my job to never disappoint. Serge handed me the clothes, then set about amending the contract. Serge handed... Wait. This should be everything. If so, please sign here. Thank you. I gave the contract one last look before signing my name. Consider your paperwork processed. Welcome to the Reveille. Thank you again for what you're doing, Emma. We welcome you with open arms. I'm glad to be here. I bowed to them. Monsieur Hugo then exchanged glances with Serge. The latter nodded back before looking to the door. Are you there, Clara? Come in, please. A girl I recognized entered. It's the woman I met at the gate. Hey there, I think we met yesterday, didn't we? I'm Clara. I run things at the front. I'm Emma. I look forward to working with you. She's the newest addition to our staff. Could you lend her your room to change it? Okay, so that's interesting. He says she's the newest addition to the staff because they said that all the staff are trapped here. So how are people like added in? Like how are people like caught in the magic, I guess? I don't know. Wait, I thought she was only here for magic practice. She's working too? The details have yet to be hammered out, but yes, it was her idea. Well, you're one of the good ones, huh? I'm useless when it comes to magic right now, so I want to do what I can in the meantime. I think I like you. Come here, I'll show you to my room. Clara grinned from ear to ear. I held my uniform to my chest and followed her out. And that'll do it. Hair, check. Cap, perfect. Looking good. Does Emma have a collar? No. Nope. Emma does not. As far as I'm aware, I don't know if she'll get trapped too, being here. I don't know. But as it stands right now, she's the only one that they've revealed so far that's able to go from the amusement park back to town and leave. You think so? I know, sir. Daijoubu desu. My favorite word. I know so. You're adorable. Ready to head back? So useful. Yeah. I cannot count how many times Daijoubu got me through everything in Japan. Donned in my new clothes, I followed Clara as she stepped out of her tent. Each of the staff apparently had one of their own. Meals and showers were shared, but living spaces were separate. Thank you for all your help, Clara. Don't mention it. Oh, and there's no need to be so stiff around me, or any of us for that matter. Other than Serge and the director, our ages probably aren't that far apart. How old are you, by the way? 17. Really? Me too. Clara's eyes lit up. I've been the only girl around here, so I can't tell you how nice it is having you around. We're going to be good friends, Emma. That means no being stiff. Right, yeah. I'd like that, Clara. Hmm? I don't know why I said that. It's like you could tell she said that. In Japanese or English or any other language, it all sounds the same. Now, time for your first job, break a leg. Clara gave me a gentle push on the back as soon as we made it back to the administrative tent. Huh? What job? Ah, there he is. Oh, these are the two, the fun guy and the puppet I want to know more about. I looked around the room, which now included people I'd yet to meet. Everyone, let's give a warm welcome to our member of the Reveille. Care to introduce yourself, mademoiselle? Right. Oh, her outfit's great. I like her outfit. My name is Emma, and I'll be working with you all starting today. I'm technically a witch, but I can't use magic yet. I intend to help out while I can get a handle on it. For as long as you're in Blancbourg, at least, I'm going to do everything in my power to free you all. Despite how clumsy it was, my introduction garnered scattered applause. Can't say I have to do that very often. My heart's still pounding. I don't like speaking in front of people either. I let out a sigh. Well, and also her, it's like she's always been protective about telling people she's a witch, so that's a thing too. I let out a sigh to calm my nerves. Meanwhile, the rabbit stepped forward and bowed. My name's Leon. Hopefully we'll get to know each other while you're here, Emma. Oh, I'm probably younger than you, so no need to treat me like I'm your superior or anything. I like his voice actor too. Really? Okay then. It's nice to meet you, Leon. Likewise. He must really love his job if he's already in costume. Kind of want him to just stay in costume. Maybe he has to stay in costume though. Maybe we'll learn he's trapped in his costume. Next to him was the boy who performed yesterday, scowling in a most displeased manner. I think it's Krier. Yeah, Leon is probably very warm in his suit. I think it's Krier. I'm gonna call him Krier because calling him Crier sounds weird, so Krier. Name is Krier. And that was it for his introduction. I get the feeling he doesn't like me. Oh, really? He was really cool earlier. Maybe he's hard to get along with, or he's difficult to warm up to. Maybe we'll warm up to him as time passes. Seek out either me or Hugo should you have any questions pertaining to your duties. I will. You know, I found out the other day that in Japan they have that what do they call it? The Pikachu Escape or something. It's not called Pikachu Escape. It's like a Pokemon parade that they do, and they do it in like the dead of summer. They make like hundreds of people dress up in these giant Pokemon costumes and dance and do all this crazy stuff for like hours as they go down this giant road. And it's like they do it like at the hottest time of the year. And I guess it's really bad in the summer in Japan. We always go in the winter because I've always heard it's bad. So at least both times we've gone in the winter. We'll be opening shortly. At present, resume preparations on it, or resume preparations. They promptly vacated the tent. Serge returned to his desk and set about working on some documents. But now, as my eyes wandered for something to do, they met with Monsieur Hugo. He smiled back cheerfully. You've seen the videos? Yeah, it's wild that they do that. I didn't know it was like in the heat of the summer though. I thought for some reason it was like a fall time thing or something, or like an early spring, like sometime when it wasn't the hottest that it is. That has to be tough. I hope they're paid well. I missed my opportunity to say this, but allow me to anyway. You look lovely in that uniform. Your hair suits it perfectly. She actually does look really cool in that. I like her uniform a lot. Thank you. Claire helped me tie it up. You certainly look the part of the park employee. I think you're ready for work, don't you? I do. I'd like you to explore the park and see how everyone does their job. That should help you get used to things. Start your search wherever your interest guides you. We wouldn't want your first day to bore you. Weird. I'll do that and try to stay out of people's hair. That's your task for the day. Now I ought to head out and greet our guests at the gate. I'll see you again shortly. Till then, Emma, enjoy what the Reveille has to offer. Monsieur Hugo exited the tent, leaving only me and Serge. Okay, where to go? Ooh, okay, so we have a choice here. Anybody want to pick? Someone can pick. If you guys want to pick where we go, you're more than welcome to throw one out. I'll wait a couple seconds, and if I don't see anything in chat, I'll pick one myself. You have bad luck? That's fine. That's fine. I'm open to anything on this stream for choices. Never played it before, so who knows where we go. Teacups. All right, teacups it is. Oh, John said teacups too. All right, we got it. We got it. We'll go to the teacups. That's probably what I would have picked too. I made my way to the teacups where I found Leon, just like yesterday. Oh, we got Leon. Yes. He seemed to be in the process of being accosted by a stray cat.
君をいじめたりしないからね。
It's okay, little kitty. I won't hurt you. Leon's platitudes fell on deaf ears.
どうしよう。
What do I do? How can I handle this? Come here, kitty. It's okay. Don't be scared. I crouched down low and approached it carefully. Meow. The cat quickly lowered its guard and weaved through my legs. After a few scritches, the little guy wandered off, satisfied with the attention. Oh, thank you. You're a lifesaver.
君が来てくれて助かったよ。
I'm glad I could help. I bet the costume probably scared it. Maybe you're right, but I think there's more to it than that. You think? Leon tilted his head. I could tell he must have been perplexed under that mask. Oh, sorry, no time for pondering. I've got work to do. Would you mind if I stick around to observe? I'm taking a look at everyone's jobs. Not at all. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. He seemed like a nice person. I'd like to look him in the eye at some point. I hung around the teacups for a while, watching the yellow rabbit do his thing. I wonder if we get to choose all of them then. Where to next? I had been all over, but there were still so many other places to see. Your tour is going well, I hope. A new character? No, Hugo again. I turned to see Monsieur Hugo. Monsieur, hello. I think I've seen you, or I've seen about half the park now. What? You went one place. You went to one place. How was that half the park? There was like 6 options. In that case, how about a break? It is about lunchtime. Is it really? All of a sudden, I felt very hungry. Where does everyone normally eat here? Typically an employee-only dining room. A childish smirk spread across his face. Wow, that was fast. I know, I was... Yeah. But why don't we try one of the stalls today? Our automatons deserve your attention as well. Are you sure employees should be eating from them, though? Today can be an exception. You'd better hurry along before my mind changes. I suppose I will. He handed me a meal ticket. I took it over to the stalls. Beep boop beep bop beep beep beep. You food please. Yokoso. Oh, that smells wonderful. The warm aroma of cinnamon wafting off freshly fried churros made it impossible not to grin. When we went to Universal Studios, I got a Chainsaw Man Pochita churro that was so good. I wanted to have more, but the lines were crazy usually. We lucked out when we ended up getting them, but man, Japanese churros are great. Not that we're in Japan, it's a Japanese game. The warm aroma of cinnamon wafting off freshly fried churros made it impossible not to grin. I sat down on the edge of the fountain and took a satisfying, crispy bite. The attractions, the performances, and even the food. I've never been to a more perfect amusement park. I was on the job, of course, but I was genuinely having the time of my life, too. Everyone gets on with their lives just like the rest of us, and yet they're all trapped. It's so easy to forget. This place feels like a dream. Yeah, at first. I'd imagine after years and years and years, it would be a horrible, horrible nightmare. Wait, what's going on here now? Clouds begin to gather that afternoon. The rain comes soon after. That was a great transition, though. That transition was based. Threads like silk poured from the sky without warning. A stir went through the park as people ran for cover from the downpour. I hope it stops soon. I wasn't the only anxious one. When am I going to go on the teacups? Are we leaving as if it doesn't stop? I don't want to go home yet. So I'm looking at this picture. I really like all the detail in it. Like, it's crazy detailed. Are we leaving if it doesn't stop? I don't want to go home yet. The children were beginning to get the trapped at work sim, right? I'd feel so awful for the guests if this goes on all day. I would say though, I would rather be stopped or stuck at this job than at my job. At my job, if this happened, it would be horrifying. I'd feel so awful for the guests if this goes on all day. The rain has you feeling down. Hugo again. Hugo is like magic. No, I'm just worried about the guests. Well, then be at ease. They're in good hands. Whose? Mine. When Sir Hugo directed me to surge with his gaze, the clouds part ahead. I followed his eyes skyward. He was right. The sky was only partly covered, and it seemed clear a little farther off. I will take over until the shower passes. Please do. I'm counting on you. I am aware. Surge slowly and deliberately made his way across the pavilion. In the back was a piano. I'd assumed it was for decoration, but evidently not. After some short preparations, Surge took a seat and placed his hands on the keys. There was a moment of stillness. Wow. A gentle melody began to flow from Surge's fingers. Oh, there's that smile back. The rain all but vanished thanks to his dulcet tones. Even the children were entranced. They couldn't help but listen. Just like that, the restlessness dissipated. It's beautiful. He plays so gently. I can't believe this is the same Surge I met this morning. Surge primarily manages our finances, but he also performs for us on rainy days like this. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm really glad to have the day off today. I'm very appreciative of it. I got to stay up late last night, and I got to sleep in. Have a nice relaxing day today. I'm going to do this stream, and then hopefully I'm going to edit one of my Japan videos and get one of those out a little later today as well. And maybe a couple during the week, too. I want to finish up on my Japan videos. But yeah, how are you? How are you doing? Exquisite, isn't it? Makes you forget all about the rain. You're right, the weather is the last thing on my mind right now. I almost wish it would last longer. Surge played several pieces until the rain had well and truly passed. Each and every tune carried the same gentleness, that same tranquility. It was, in a word, beautiful. Thank you for your attention. He bowed as the guests showered him in applause. Another cool fact about this game, this is super random, but I played this on my Steam Deck because I prefer to play this on my Steam Deck. It's nice to like read a little bit before night. It runs amazing. It runs great. It's obviously not, what do you call it? Like officially supported for Steam Deck, verified. It's not verified, but no game before it comes out is, unless like, I mean, maybe AAA's, but not this one, but it runs great. The sky was clear and a perfect rainbow stretched across it. A lovely recital, Surge. Thank you. The director offered his gratitude at once. I should say something too. That was beautiful. Let's say that was beautiful. It was beautiful. I don't know if he'll like that though. That was beautiful, Surge. He seemed to struggle to speak for a moment. I see. He averted his eyes, but I didn't sense any bitterness in his response. Oh, okay, I thought maybe he would take that the wrong way or whatever. So you play every time it rains? We simply cannot have bored visitors. People would leave, and that would damage process. That word just blanked out of my head. His words betrayed just a little of the kindness I'd felt earlier. I'm sure profits are important for finances, but I get the feeling he likes to make people smile too. You were very good. Everyone was stunned silent. I was better in the past. Oh, really? He looked down at his right hand. Huh. It was a really beautiful performance, and that must mean Surge is a beautiful person. I'd like to think so, at least. He'd been somewhat standoffish at first, but now I realized he was only like that on the surface. The recital had changed my entire impression of him. Is he got some hidden feels? I'll be here again tomorrow. Have a good night. Likewise, be careful on your way home. I will. I ducked out of the administrative tent. The sun had long set. I cannot read. The sun had set long ago, and the stars were twinkling. I made it through my first day. I'd taken a look at everyone's jobs, and my magic practice at closing had gone well too. I've got a long way to go, but I think I can say I'm proud of today, and I will be tomorrow too. I muttered to no one in particular. Contrasted against the stillness of the park, my self-encouragement sounded almost enthusiastic. Then I heard footsteps. trauma and despair behind those glasses. That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if there isn't something that happened to him that makes him be like protective of like his feelings and stuff. I know I'm like deeply reading into that out of nowhere, but that's what it is. I glanced around until I found someone loitering in the distance. Who is that? I didn't recognize him. He looked about my age, maybe younger. He must be an employee. I haven't met him. Wait, he must be an employee I haven't met if he's here after hours. That looks like the Reveille's uniform too. Before I could say anything, though, the boy walked away. Oh, right. I better get home. I exited through the gate and returned to familiar roads. Somehow, though, after a long day of work, they felt almost untrodden. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Ooh, we're on chapter 2 already. Holy cow. It was the morning of my second day working at the Reveille. After my early magic practice, I found Krié already in the administrative tent. He was in the middle of polishing some of his juggling equipment. Good morning, Krié.
Oh.
Morning. He responded without so much as a glance in my direction. There definitely is a wall between us. Yeah, I would say so. I retreated to a corner where I waited out of awkward silence. Hello, Emma. It was locked? Oh, I was like, it's not snowing, is it? Morning, Emma. Clara's voice brightened the mood at once. Morning, Clara. Glad to see you back again. I was worried you soured on the whole idea after your first day. Not at all. I thank you for your concern, though. What are work friends for? Just let me know if you ever need anything. Her smile wiped away any remaining anxiety I have. Come to think of it, a question sprung to mind. Hey, Not that it's a big deal or anything, but I saw a boy about my age after closing last night. He seemed nice, but I didn't recognize him. He had on a uniform, so I was wondering if there was anyone else I haven't met yet. A boy? You said he seemed nice? Clara put a finger to her chin and tilted her head. That's a head scratcher. Can you think of anyone, Krié? Nope. Only one guy she hasn't met yet. Right, but he doesn't actually scream nice guy to me. And icy old boar eyes does? Clara turned back to me. It could have been... I don't know how you say that name. That's a strange name. I wonder if Google can save us. It means the firefly in French. Luciole. Luciole? Luciole. Could have been Luciole, our mechanic. I seriously doubt it, but he's the only person on our staff. I'll talk to the director about it. Thanks. If even Clara doesn't know, who could it possibly be? Just then, Serge ducked into the tent. No, I'm just kidding. Is Krié there? Right here. Need something? I have some errands I'd like you to run. Hugo says we're low on parts for maintaining the automatons. Can't we do that on a day off? I've got a show this morning. I'm afraid it's urgent. We'd like to have everything in working order by tomorrow. Come on, I had a whole new shtick plan. We are limited on options. You're the only one who can leave the park, Krié. Wait, what? Huh. doubted my ears for a second. I thought everyone was trapped here. Is create the exception? Ugh, fine. Here's the list of the necessary funds and the necessary funds. Yikes, that's a lot. It'll be hard, but maybe I can manage in one trip. I'd like to ask for paper and ink while you're out as well. Craig grimaced dramatically. I knew that was coming. What, the list wasn't long enough already? I thought you could handle it. Serge looked Cray up and down, mostly down. You feel proud of yourself up there, huh? I bet you just love making the local pipsqueak feel small, don't you? I was simply re-examining the situation. Oh yeah? And what's the verdict? Serge looked my way. Me? Could I ask you to join him? Of course. My voice shot up an octave out of surprise. Her? What makes you think I need help? I can handle myself. If the length of the list is a concern for you, an additional pair of hands should be welcome. I mean, sure, but I'm no babysitter. Cheeky Serge, yeah, right. I felt a prick in my chest. I couldn't use magic, and I've only just begun working for the Reveille. His appraisal of me wasn't as wrong as I would have liked it to be. Still, it hurts to hear. Cray, give it a rest. What's your problem? Don't give me that. Emma isn't a child, she's 17. That makes her as much of an adult as you or me. I'm inclined to agree. It would be disingenuous to imply she requires any amount of special attention. Stop taking this so seriously. I'm just saying that some newbie is only going to be dead weight to me. Dead weight? Well, don't be so sensitive. I mean, you'll be okay. I was well aware of how little I added to the team, but to hear it put so plainly was painful. Babysitting. Dead weight. His harsh words weighed heavily on me, to the point I could scarcely even hold my head up to look the others in the eye. Don't listen to him, okay? But it's the truth. My chest swelled with suffocating self-pity. If I weren't such a failure of a witch, maybe I'd be worth something. That's kind of sad. Greenslade, what's up, bro? How you doing? Silence lingered in the room. Cray was the one to finally break it. Oh, for the love of fine, whatever. Get a move on, newbie. You want to help us so bad? Then let's go. It's a reading day for me today, Greenslade. If you want to hear me read, this is the day for it. He patted me on the back, my head shot up. You're sure? It beats watching you feel sorry for yourself. Just remember you wanted this, and when I work you to the bone. The rupee-shaped cam for the win. You like that a little better? I made it a little smaller, too. I thought maybe it would help, but this game's kind of easy. There's a little space up here that's fine. Doesn't cover too much up. Of course. He makes things so difficult. Agreed. No one asked you. No one. I saw the faintest hint of color on Cray's cheeks as he passed me by. Was he blushing? Ah, there you are, Cray. Just as we were about to leave, though, Monsieur Hugo appeared. I've got the list already. I was just wanted to ask if you could get brandy while you're out. And the cheese I like. Right, sure. I'm not already busy or anything. Also, we've received our new flyers. If you could hand those out too. Man, you're a slave driver. Apologies, but I greatly appreciate the help. I think he's gonna push all that off on me. As soon as we leave like this main group, I think he's gonna go like, get out here. Cray took the bundle of flyers from the director, then made another attempt to leave. That's all? Then we're Cray. Oh, Leon. Donned in his signature bunny costume, appeared next. Will you buy me a new picture book while you're out and all? I mean, please? A heavy sigh left his lips. I can probably tell what he's thinking. Is something wrong? Cray reimagine. Woo! Okay. This'll be the last chapter for today. I'm getting really burnt out from reading, apparently. Kurie remained silent, so I spoke up for him. No, it's not you, Leon. What sort of book are you looking for? Anything I haven't read already. Something unique to the town would be nice. Got it. I'll keep an eye out. Thanks, Emma. He bowed politely, waved goodbye, then exited the tent. Clara and Monsieur Hugo followed. That's our cue. Right. Pigeons. Pigeon, 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 pigeon. I get it, you know, errands are my job, but they do have, but do they have to treat me like a gopher? Oh, look at him out of uniform. His shirt is cool. You burned out already? It's just hard to read so much. It's not like I like the game, and it's really cool. I really do like the game. It's just, I don't normally talk so much during the stream and have to read so much. It's like starting to kind of ping my eyes is all. Ryzen, what's up? What am I sipping on? Well, today, to help me, I got some citrus lavender tea. But I'm out of it now. Well, after this last sip, I'm out of it, and it's cold. It's a visual novel. It's not just a visual novel, it's an Otome visual novel. Story time here at Yokuso Taku. The best kind of visual novel. I get it, you know, errands are my job, but do they have to treat me like a gopher? Kurie started complaining as soon as we were on our way. I can't blame him for feeling that way after what I saw. Is this typical how these jobs go for you? I think the other thing too is like I've streamed 3 days in a row. The last 2 streams were like twice as long as I usually stream, and I'm just not, I don't know, I'm just not like acclimated to like long streams right now. Is this typically how these jobs go for you? For the most part. If I had a few inches on me like Surge, they'd think twice about it though. Oh man, this dude's got short man syndrome, he's grumpy, and he's small, and he is touchy. Not a good look, bro. Is height relevant to the problem? Oh no! Oh no! Of course it is! He saw the way Boar Eyes was patronizing me. He continued to fume, but that seemed to have been the last of his grievances. Oh, I should ask him that question I had. It was possible, it was my only chance. How could he leave the park, Kurie? I thought everyone in the Reveille was trapped. Everyone except me. Really? Oh, so it is everyone but him. I waited for a response, but it never came. If you're free, then why are you with the Reveille? Good question. So for those of you who just joined, just like a super quick recap of the story. The main character is a girl. She is a witch. There's like no witches. Okay, everyone likes the webcam today. Thank you. There's like no witches around in this world. And at least many are not known. She's lost her magic and she's living with a different family. She's lost a year of her memories, and in her little small town outside of it, an amusement park opened up for a short period of time. She went to the amusement park and she found out that everyone working there is trapped and they cannot leave. They need her to reawaken her magic and help them. And so that's where we're at with all this. So when they go to leave, the ones that are stuck there, when they go to leave, they have like a collar around their neck with a chain that appears, and they're like they can't physically leave a certain area of this park. I blame Obama for her being the only witch. When I'm doing an HB lead, I wait for the FB to hit a lineman, then I bump into the FB to do a spin. Oh, I'm like, I have no idea. I'm like, what? Sounds like a cool story. I love this story. I actually, I like it way more than the last Otome game that we played, and I genuinely like it. And I'm not just trying to hype this. Today is National Coffee Break Day. Boy, I can't drink coffee. That's a tough one for me. Good question. He left no room for further prying. And we're on chapter 2 right now. So we've done the prologue, chapter 1, and then we basically just started chapter 2. I can only cover through chapter 3, but I think we're going to end it after chapter 2 today. We soon reached the town. A number of shops line Blancburg's busiest street. We should get these automaton parts to take care of first. Where to look? I think the general goods store up ahead sells them. I pointed a ways down the street. Right, yeah, you live here, keep that up, and you might actually be a little helpful. I'll certainly try. I thank you guys so much for coming in too. I appreciate you a bunch today. We quickly gathered everything we needed from the general store. Curie surveyed the rest of the shop. Best to get as much as we can in one place. I think I saw paper and ink. Then let's grab that and some envelopes. Did they ask for... Curie cut me off with an explanation. If you're low on paper, it probably means you're low on envelopes too. Might as well restock them at once. Let's see. One of my favorite visual novels had a witch storyline. Was a really cool storyline. Like, they became a witch to get their wish granted by a familiar, but after their wish was made, they lose their memory. I think it was called Sabbath of the Witch or something like that. Oh, cool. Yeah, this one's interesting, and apparently the curse of why people are stuck in this amusement park has to do with a witch, but we haven't really... There's all this stuff we need to learn about. Like, it's very kind of mysterious at this point. That makes sense. He seems awfully considerate for someone who was grumbling just moments ago. Will someone take Connie out, please? Wait here while I pay for everything. I found myself admiring his initiative as he made for the counter. I stopped playing VNs because they took so long to beat, like 80 hours. It was always a good time though. I feel like most of the visual novels I play take about 30 hours, but I only do one playthrough. I don't really multi-play through many things. After finishing the director and Leon's request, our luggage had expanded exponentially, and after all that walking too. It's hard to believe Curie usually does this all by himself. We wrapped up faster than I thought we would. Hey, newbie, I heard there's a... Oh man, I don't know what that word is. This one's tough, there's all these French words. I heard there's a patisserie here that serves a mean tart, palms, you know, anywhere like that. I'm just butcher the words. 30 sounds about right. I always did all the paths. Oh yeah, no, if you did all the paths, then absolutely, yeah. Oh, do you mean Pomme Bonheur? It's fairly well known. I've only been once myself. That's it. Lead the way. I'm not reading that again. I'm not trying that word again. Can do. Oh, it's a 1-year anniversary of solo leveling, dub. I need to watch season 2. Did you watch season 1, John? Did you like it? I can't remember if we had this conversation already. Oh man, you smell that? The sweet aroma of fresh tarts hits us the moment we open the door. Curie was practically glowing. This was the best mood I'd ever seen him in. So he likes sweets. That's a surprise. Some guests at the Reveille told me about this place, and I've been dying to go ever since. You haven't seen solo leveling. Man, solo leveling is good. It's a fun run. It's really fun. And John said, obviously, yes. There you go, there you go. Yeah, I suppose that should have been obvious from you talking about the dub being a year old. It's already even better than I thought. Imagine when we actually dig into something. I told myself I'd only get 1 slice, but maybe I'll get 2. I could buy a dozen. Has he always been this talkative? Screw it, I'll take 3. What about you? I can get something too? You're not just here to look, are you? Come on, we don't get all day. I'll take 2 then. Curie waved over an employee. Excuse me. 5 tart palms. Just slaughtering words. Shortly after, our table was filled with apple tarts. This is kind of a weird angle here. I don't know what we're... Like it... I don't know. This is strange. Moist slices of the fruit rested on top of a toasty brown filling which had been baked to perfection. This is no, oh, what is this called? What is this called? Food Wars. This is no Food Wars. I need to watch Food Wars again. That was such a fun time. I was binging One Piece, then went straight into JoJo, and have been on an anime hiatus for a couple months, especially since we got the dog. It's a good thing I never streamed VNs. All the girls would have been Valley girls. Yeah, I don't do too much voice acting. I maybe kind of shift my voice a little bit, but I'm not really trying to do voices. Then we'd have a really short stream. If I did voices, it'd probably be like a 40-minute stream at most. Oh man. Gray cut a generously sized mouthful and took a bite. I followed suit with similar enthusiasm. Although, I think I still have it on this page. I streamed West of Loathing, and I talked in like a cowboy accent the whole time. I was like, I followed suit with similar enthusiasm, or something like that. I can't remember exactly how I did it. It was to be funny, but I did the whole stream like that. It was ridiculous. I followed suit with similar enthusiasm. We both swallowed and shared a glance. I love doing voices, but me remembering what character had what voice is the hard part. Yeah, I will just fall off that really quick. You're kidding! It's delicious. The fragrance complemented the sweetness of the adoring apples. Beyond that, yeah, we're there. Beyond that, the filling itself gave rise to a more sophisticated and complex flavor profile. They're killing me with this. Cowboy Dre, I have to see. I'll share it to you later. The stream got like 5 views on it or something. I think it's still on the page. It wasn't anime or anything. It's just a hilarious game. This creme d'amande is to die for. And the raisins too, right? These guys know their stuff. The crust is spot on too. Man, it's perfect. It's just perfect. A pure, genuine smile spread across his face. I'd never seen anything like it. So that's what his smile looks like. I was so used to seeing him frown. His cheerful mood was almost contagious. Yeah, he's kind of flipped. Like, he's flipped the script a lot on this. Haha! What are you laughing at? You just have such a cute smile. Krie's cheeks quickly turned a deep shade of red. I'm not. This isn't about me. It's about the tart. It's good, isn't it? Look. Hold on. Will somebody please take honey out? She's gonna like go to the bathroom on the floor over here. Look. He stuttered and floundered for a while, but it quickly turned to ire. Whoa, where do you get off pushing my buttons, huh, newbie? Yeah, sure you know a nice bakery. Don't let it go to your head. Who cares about my smile? Oh, what am I even doing? His incredulity turned anger, faded with a sigh. We can have a chair stream if you have to. Riley ended up picking up the envelope. Yeah, I was about to introduce you all to Chair Coon for a minute, but we don't need to do that, I guess. Thankfully the child is being good. We proceeded to eat in silence. The quietness stung all the more in the absence of our once good mood. I thought we were finally getting closer. I've gotten to find something to talk about before we go right back to how we were. The tart or other sweets? We should talk about other sweets. I know a place that serves good macaroons too. Oh yeah, macaroons are pretty good. I can take you there sometime if you'd like. They are really delicious. I'm getting the feeling macaroons are more your speed than tarts. Damn it! We failed. We chose the wrong one. I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Relax. I'm not calling you out. I like macaroons too. Oh. You should introduce me sometime. I could stand to expand my horizons past tart aux pommes. Whoa. Oh, I can just right-click to make it... Okay, so if we want to look at the background images, it's right-click that does it. His expression softened just a little. Something's been bugging me. Create quickly change the subject.
お前の喋り方
You've really
どうにかなんねえのか
you've really got to loosen up a little. You're making the atmosphere all stuffy. I'm sorry, I
先
just
輩に反論
arguing with your
するか
superior already. Oh man, now he's gotten back to a jerk. Mission failed. Next time we'll get him, boys. Or we'll get him next time, boys. It's one of those vague options that you don't know if you're taking that character's path or not. I know it was like, I was caught, like, my decision in my head was like, okay, do we talk about the tart and do we just, like, keep driving the same subject? Or do we choose the other thing at the risk of him not liking it, but also not just continuing on and on with the weird obsession? But we chose wrong. It's okay. No,
だから
sorry.
敬語やめ
And
ろ
relax, would you? It wasn't like the worst decision. He's obviously fine. Sorry.
あと俺のことはクリエ
And
ント
stop
呼べ
apologizing already. Clara said we're the same age, so don't sweat it. This kid's all over the place. Okay, thanks.
そうだそれでいい
That's more like it. All the tiptoeing drives me crazy. This does mean we're closer, doesn't it? Or am I just wearing them out? I took the last bite of my dessert. Okay. I always tried to do the bad route first and then go down each character's path after. Sometimes they were so vague I had to follow a guide. Can you imagine if it was a dead end? That would be cruel. And there is visual novels that are that cruel. I've played a couple where it's like something so innocuous is just like game over. Speaking of which, we have never saved. That's great. Okay, well, we're 2 chapters in. Now we've saved. We started on our way back to the Reveille that evening. Krié carried the newest addition to our load, a small box. He'd ordered a piece to take back with us. Is that for someone else?
ああ
Yep. He left it at that. No autosave? Wow, that would have sucked to lose that much progress. Probably an autosave. I don't know. We haven't hit a dead end, so it's like I don't know. I don't know. Would he be offended if I asked who? Ultimately, I decided not to press him on it. I didn't want to squander what progress we'd made. Well, unless I just imagined all of it. Regardless, I felt like I understood him a little better. He was a good person who liked sweets. He's still mostly a mystery, but I'll consider this a success. Kind of. I walked next to him, distinctly aware of the invisible wall separating us. Oh yeah, really quick. I thought this was really cool. If you go, I was asking you guys if the character voices were too loud, because what I can do is go to, no, not status. Oh, it does show our affection level. Wow, we have like no affection. When we haven't met this guy yet either. Yeah, the menu is great. Yeah, the menu is great. So configure, and then if you go to voice, you can actually individually change the volume of each of the voice actors that you hear in the game. So if the voice actors are too loud, or there's one that you don't like their voice or whatever, you can even just turn them all the way off too. Which I think is kind of cool. Is that a furry? This one? Leon? I think it's a great option. I think it's nice. I mean, I don't know. I think I've maybe seen it before. It's not, probably not unique to this game, but it's nice to have that option. There's a costumed character. Leon is a costume character. It was my 3rd day at the Reveille. I was setting about my duties just before opening time. Time to make some progress. Yeah, person in a mascot outfit. You're right, Zyler. Would you like to skip the avails system? I don't know what it is. No. Oh, are we going back to this? Okay, hold on. This is a mini game I'll play really quick. So this is how, if you guys missed this earlier, it's a mini game where you have to collect these stars because they awaken my witch power, and it comes in 2 parts. So part 1, if you do it better, you will have part 2 be easier, and you have about 30 seconds to collect as many stars as you can. And it looks like we perfected it, but I'm still gonna go ham on it because I don't know if it comes back down or not. Yes, it did have it. Dan Ray, yes, you were asking about that. Oh, I think that was better than last time. We still got an A. So that was part 2. And I guess you just have to do it the first time and then they let you skip it after that. So, yep, that leveled us up a little bit. Let's see here. I think, oh wait, Senpai, why do you have your hand there? My hand where? Where was my hand? That's an awesome option. There were some characters that were so quiet that you could barely hear them in some of the games I played, while others almost broke my eardrums. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people say that too, like with games. So it's really nice to just have your own mixer for however you want it. Some people don't like certain characters, some people, or whatever. Perfect in Street Fighter 2 voice. Okay, yep. I wonder if I'm getting any better. I was doing exactly as I'd been told, but it was hard to tell if I was really improving. You definitely were improving. Then again, that too could be the fault of my own inexperience. Still practicing? I just wanted to make sure you say something sus. I turned around and met eyes with a yellow bunny Leon. Okay, here's Leon, actually. There he is there. There's in his full glory. Behold, Leon. Just finished, actually. It must be hard having to work this early every morning. We really appreciate it. I bet he is the secret best character route. I'm curious if he is a person in a costume, and as we build a relationship with him, if he's going to, you know what you say about people with long ears, if they're going to reveal him, you know, like he'll take his mask off, or if they're going to reveal that as part of this curse or something, he can't take his costume off. Or maybe, I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of different things I think that could be. They need big earmuffs. I'm pretty sure he was the dude we saw alone at night. Oh. That could be too, Dan Ray. I didn't think about that. That's actually very possible. It could be him, and maybe he's not comfortable outside of his costume. Maybe his costume kind of gives him protection and makes him kind of get to be a different person. I don't know. I'm only following through on what I promised. Also, you're working just as hard as me. Me? What do you mean? His ears dangled as he tilted his head. I've always admired your work ethic. You're in costume and the park isn't even open yet. Why do I keep getting notifications? Work ethic? He didn't seem to understand. Perhaps he'd simply become that accustomed to his own dedication. Were you inspecting the park or just going for a walk? Yeah, because I think that the person that they think that we saw at night is the green-haired guy. I think when they're talking about the person we haven't met yet, I think they're talking about the green-haired guy. Were you inspecting the park or just going for a walk? Oh, that's right. I had something to say. You're the one who picked out that picture book, right, Emma? Picture book? I searched my memory. I soon recalled the book I'd bought at his request during my outing with Krie. You said you wanted something new and unique, so I assumed a local author would be a safe bet. It was brand new to me. The pictures were so pretty, especially the unicorn on the cover. I remember feeling the same. The story's lovely too. He kind of seems like a child though. Like a little child, like innocent and stuff. Oh, but I apologize if it wasn't the sort of thing you like. No, I loved it. I couldn't put it down last night. Really? Really? All of them are children? Well, yeah, sure. I mean, in a certain sense. We don't know how old he is. We do know that 3 of them are 17, so I mean, that's children. I'm 38 now, so that's a baby. Childish. You're right, you're right. I couldn't see his face, yet I had a feeling he must be smiling. Thank you for picking it out for me. I love it. I'm happy you like it. Thank you for saying so, Leon. Hee, I already thanked you first, Emma. I couldn't help myself. I giggled along with him. Something about the gentleness of his voice soothed the soul. It's strange how much I feel I can trust him without having seen his face. Any anxiety I had regarding my magic had been swiftly dispelled. It's a bunny! Wait, Mr. Bunny? Children swarmed towards Leon shortly after the park had opened. Wow, everyone's so lively today. Use that energy to have a good time, okay? I wonder if the choice we had earlier, where we chose the teacups that took us to Leon's area, didn't put us on Leon's path. I don't know. I don't know if this game works like that. That would be interesting if they firmly set us so specifically that early from one little innocuous question. Wow, everyone's so lively today. Use that energy to have a good time, okay? Okay, Mr. Bunny. The park's only just opened too. Costume mascots were an interesting sight regardless of who was behind the mask, but I had a feeling it only helped in Leon's case. Spacing out over a dude in a costume? You sure you aren't that kid? Crier, I knew I was going to say it one time. Gray was setting up a show nearby. It's not the costume so much as it is Leon himself. Yeah, he's a mystery, never takes the thing off. Never? He shook his head placidly. Maybe work ethic really hadn't been the right way to put it. I've never seen his face, ever. Figure no one else has either. Was there some reason he didn't want to be seen, or was he simply attached to the costume? Now I'm even more curious about him. Never? So you're gonna do any work? Or yeah, how does he use the bathroom? Or sleep in it? Or wash it? You gotta wash it, don't you? You gotta wash it. Oh, I'm sorry. I left a fountain and hurriedly resumed the cleaning Monsieur Hugo had asked me to do. I finished up my evening magic practice and popped into the tent to say goodbye. Emma, finished with your work? I was just about to leave. In that case, could I delay you for dinner? Dinner? Wonder what's for dinner. Dinner. Ganondorf. I blinked in a surprise. No, that was actually the king. The king said, I wonder what's for dinner. I believe I mentioned in passing that our staff eat in a special dining room. I wanted to show my appreciation for all you've done by inviting you to join us. Well, I'm flattered, thank you, but I've only been here 3 days. Surely he was exaggerating my contribution. If you want to split hairs, I suppose so, but everyone speaks highly of you, especially Leon. It was his idea to invite you, in fact. Yeah, see, it's like everything's like Leon, unless this is just kind of like a Leon-centric, like, you know, maybe things are centered around him at the beginning, but it seems strange. It's like we're on the path of him. Which I'm totally fine with. That one choice changed your life. I mean, maybe. Some are like that. I don't know. He was absolutely thrilled by the picture book you got him, to say nothing of your dedication to the job, of course. Our situation makes outside luxuries a rare indulgence, you see. In that case, I'm glad I put so much thought into this book. It overjoyed me to hear not only Leon's appreciation, but Monsieur Hugo's as well. Maybe it's chapter-based. Certain characters get preference during each chapter. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, when I said arc or whatever, it made me wonder. But it was chapter 1 and 2 that we've been seeing so much of Leon. It was literally right after that choice, and that choice was at the very beginning, because we had got to the park, and it was like our first day, first choice of where we're going to go as a new person to this park. People still appreciated me even as I am now. Do you have your answer? I accept your invitation. Excellent, follow me. I'll show you the way. This game's so colorful. Upon setting foot in the dining room tent, I was greeted by the same pastel color scheme as the rest of the park. The staff awaited me there like a crowd anticipating a show.
エマさん
Emma, you came. Thank you for inviting me. Oh, it's nothing. I suggested it. You can sit.
私の隣が空いてる
Right here. I got an empty seat next to me. Poor Leon. I took Clara's offer. I think I pronounced her name like 5 different ways. Oh, the puppy woke up. You'll be lurking. All right, buddy. Thank you so much, Ryzen. I appreciate you. Gray and Serge sat in front of me while Leon was to my right. Oh, we are next to Leon. Still in costume even for dinner. How does he eat in that? Yeah, exactly. Perhaps they had costume accessible options available. What, like a straw he pokes through an eye or something? I can only guess though because the table was decidedly empty.
さあ食事にしよう
Shall we dig in? Monsieur Hugo took his seat. In fact, everyone had taken their seats. There was no one to cook. No people, anyway. Monsieur Hugo pulled a small bell from his coat and rang it. Cupboard suddenly flew open and dishes topped with cloches flew through the air, settling on the table all on their own. What the heck is a cloche? This game is making me Google way too much stuff. Gosh, that sounds so messy. It does. C-L-O-C-H-E-S. Oh, okay. So cloches are like the covers. It gets all blurry because I don't have autofocus on this lens, but it's just, you know, there's like a metal, like almost like an upside down bowl with a knob on it. They make them in glass, they make them in metal. Okay, settling on the table on their own. Serge removed the top of one, revealing a full plate of oh my god, what is that? T-E-R-R-I-N-E? I don't know nothing. This is really making me feel stupid. Oh, why would I ever know what that is? So it looks like meatloaf, but also like Spam, and it's got chunks of weird stuff in it. There's a blurry version of it. Okay, we're learning here today. At least I'm learning. Maybe y'all already know all this. How is this? My jaw dropped to the floor. More dishes landed, including a salad and several plates for everyone.
エマさんまだこれからだ
Wait
よ
until you see the rest, Emma. As if on cue, a lid lifted itself from one of the pots on the stove, and a ladle began scooping soup to the bowls. Okay, well, I know what soup is. Everything moved with an almost musical rhythm. Speechless, shock transformed into joy. Ha! Next came baguettes. I know what baguettes are too, flying from the oven. Knives followed suit, slicing the bread, and plates joined to serve them. The dash of salt and olive oil felt like a bit of a theatrical flourish at this point. I love olive oil on bread. It's so good. And finally, the steak. Yeah, I know what steak is too. Wonderful. At last, dinner was served. I remember a scene like this in Rêve d'un Manège. I can't believe I really just saw it happen before my eyes.
デーブの食堂はどうかな
Any thoughts? I want to know if her father is connected to this. Because, like, her father made the Manège model that she's familiar with. And I don't know. I'm just wondering. That was amazing. It happened like magic.
まさにその通り
Precisely, the Reveille's meals are all the work of magic. Is that true?
少し考えりゃわか
Do
る
plates
だろ
normally fly where you're from? Use your head.
知らなかったのか
Were you not aware? Not even the food
屋台の
served
食べ
at,
物のことも
not even of the food served at the stalls? That's magic too? Serge blinked at my sudden outburst before nodding slowly. It hit me that I hadn't seen anyone making deliveries for ingredients here. We hadn't stopped to buy any when I'd gone shopping with Cree either. I had no idea. If it hadn't been obvious before, it was now. This was really a magic amusement park. Yes. Leon is gonna slurp the steak through a straw.
じゃあ食べ始めようぜせっか
Are
く
we
の
all
料理
done
が冷めち
talking?
まう
I'd like to eat before all the food goes cold. Maybe he takes it back to his room. Oh, I'm
エ
sorry.
マは初めてなんだから
Give
少しくらい
Emma
い
a
い
break.
じゃ
It's
ない
her first time.
よくねえから言ってるんだ
Or
よ
he eats it the reverse way. Maybe there's a hole in the back, you know, like how people have poop flaps on their pajamas, you know, their overalls. There's one on the suit, and he just eats reverse. Not if it's gonna make my steak lukewarm. He means that you like it more while it's hot. I don't know why I said that. I didn't say that.
じゃあ
I say we take Crane's consideration to heart. Let's eat. Forks and knives began clinking. The suppository menu. He eats from the suppository menu. I put some salad and terrine on my plate and tried to bite. It's good. Everything was lovely, from the texture and the taste of the terrine to the freshness of the vegetables. I could hardly believe it hadn't been prepared in a kitchen. Magic is incredible.
不思議だよね
Shirinayone.
俺にも原理がわからない
It's a strange phenomenon, isn't it? Not even I can explain it. You can't? But you did all this, didn't you? He had rung the bell at least.
Yeah.
Not at all. I merely ordered the food. I'm certainly no chef. I give orders and nothing more, similar to how I can erase the park itself. Fascinating. Monsieur Hugo wasn't a witch after all.
料理の味はどう？
How does it taste? With the food brought back to my attention, I resumed eating. Delicious.
よ
I'm
かった。
glad. You should try the steak too. Leon picked up a knife with his mittened hands and cut me a piece.
はい、どうぞ。
Here you go. Thanks. I tried it at once. The meat was tender and the sauce complemented it excellently. You were
よか
right.
った。お口
Good.
に合
I'm
った
glad you like it. There's plenty, so eat as much as you want. I will. You eat up too. He poked a piece of steak with his fork and carried it to his mouth. Oh, here we go. He did. Oh, that's right. How does Leon eat in that costume? I was so focused on magic, I nearly forgot. I eyed him closely. The steak drew closer and closer. Ah! I couldn't believe my eyes. The steak, fork, and all passed straight through the costume and presumably into his mouth? What? He pulled the fork away. The steak's gone. The head of his costume bobbed up and down like it was chewing. I could swear I could hear it too. There's no hole as far as I can see. How's he doing that?
お肉が柔らかくて口の中で溶けちゃうね。
It really melts in your mouth, doesn't it? Leon went straight for another bite. The head bobbed up and again. Bobbed again. Magic. Yeah, Donray says, what? Yeah, it must be. I don't know. It's kind of strange. I couldn't look away. He is the one who caused the curse.
あの
Emma?
そんなに見つめ
You're
られる
making me a little embarrassed. Oh yeah, she's probably just staring at him while he eats. I would too. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stare. Stare at what? He tilted his head in genuine curiosity. Your costume, the food moves right through it. I was wondering how you do it. Oh, that. He
僕
nodded.
にもよくわからない
Yeah, I don't really
け
get it either. You don't know how you eat?
ど特別なこ
Nope,
と
I've
は
always
何も
wondered
してい
about
ない
it
から
though.
僕もずっと不思議なんだ。
From the food to Leon himself, the reveille was just brimming with mysteries. It's not weird, is it? We're being very complimentary, so we will tell him it's cute. Although it seems everyone gets very uncomfortable when we say things like this, but it's fine. I think it's cute. You're like a character out of a picture book. Like a character? Is that a good thing? In my opinion, at least, it makes you fun. Oh, I'm
ご飯
fun.
を食べるだけで
I'm
そう
just
思って
being
もらえる
myself,
なんて
really, so it makes me happy to hear you say that. Beneath his mask, Leon giggled. After dessert, dinner came to a close. I think her dad caused the curse. I'm calling that right now, but we'll see. After dessert, dinner came to a close. Should I help clean up? Monsieur Hugo simply winked and rang his bell. The dishes glowed, and just like that, they were spotless. The game starts off though with someone shooting someone. So I don't know, maybe her father got killed at an amusement park and that's what created the curse? I don't know. Anyway, the dishes glowed, and just like that, they were spotless. They then picked themselves up and returned to the shelves they'd come from. They reminded me of little birds going back to their nests. Haha, I caught myself giggling again. I hadn't expected dinner at the Reveille to be such a spectacle. Thank you for coming, Emma. It was really fun talking to you. I like talking with you too. Thanks for having me. Join us again sometime. It's all free, so don't be modest. I'd like that. Is it free? Or maybe if she eats the food, she too will become cursed and not be able to leave the park. It was deep into the night by the time I left. I made my way to the gate with quickened steps. Is he there? Is he around? Are we seeing him? There he is! When I reached the teacups, I spotted a figure. It's him again. It was the boy I'd seen on my first day. I knew it. That's the Reveille uniform. I should talk to him. Before I could take my first step, though, he walked off. Ah. I missed my chance. Who on earth is that? I only ever saw him late at night, never during the day. He couldn't have been a guest, and his uniform surely meant he was with the park. Clara and the others didn't know him. Or Clara and the others don't know him, so maybe he's new like me. The mystery only deepened the more I thought about it. Maybe I'll learn his name someday. I resumed my walk home, or he's a ghost. He's a ghost. Uh-oh, it's chapter 3. You know what that means, y'all. We're done. Okay. That's where we're ending for today. But I want to thank everyone for coming out. I can't go past... Like, we could finish chapter 3, but my voice hurts. My throat's sore right now, so we're not going to do chapter 3. I will make a little video on this talking about my first impression thoughts, so that'll come out this week if you guys are interested in that. And yeah, we'll see what the future lies. I'm gonna get some more Japan videos and stuff out too. I have one that's like edited. I just need to do the voiceover, and then I have some more. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all are awesome. And you really are, though. No, I truly mean that. It's weird, but yeah, I do. I appreciate you, and I like talking with everyone and having a good time. These have been fun. I haven't been streaming a ton lately, and I have been the last 3 days, so it's been good. It's been good catching up and talking with people. PQ gave me the game, so I should say there's links in the description. There's links that are pinned if you guys want to check out the website. Game comes out on the 31st of this month. It's like on sale for $35 right now on the Switch as a pre-sale sale, and you can also get it on Steam. With that, have a fantastic rest of your evening or day or whatever time it is for you. And let's see if we can do... OBS didn't freeze this time, so we'll do our JoJo outro. We just got to mute this. Have a good one, guys. Peace.
クイーン第3の爆弾バイツァーダスト